right, this is Mike Ruddell, and I wanted to talk about something I use in the classroom known as the Socratic method or Socratic teaching. And that is, students come in and get filled with lots and lots of facts. And just memorizing facts, figures, numbers, people, etc. is not the best way to learn. And so I think using the Socratic method is a very powerful teaching technique. And it basically fosters critical thinking rather than what I call memorizing thinking. Or, I can remember when I took anatomy and physiology, and we came up with mnemonics to remember all these different organs, skeletal areas, systems, all the different parts of the body. And you'd go and you would take the test using your mnemonics that you developed in order to do these things, both as an in-class exam and a practical exam. And the thing of it is, what I realize afterwards, it's almost like I just emptied my cache and nothing's left there. I remember going, like going back and looking at things and thinking, wow, I can't remember anything I learned. And then later when I went into the field of osteology, for example, all of a sudden things came back to me that I had learned in anatomy and physiology, because now I was applying what I learned. So the Socratic method basically, is a way of asking questions rather than giving answers. Let students come up with an answer and keep them focused on this rather than, just kind of rotely trying to write down everything your instructor, your professor is telling you. If you do that, you're not going to see the forest for the trees. And this is basically how, in other words, are there different interpretations of information and get different views from students that create a discussion in class. Just getting up and lecturing for an hour and 15 minutes, in my opinion, is not the way to teach, and it does not enhance learning. One of the biggest problems I see is students are so grade oriented, and they want to question things, and they don't question it until they get them wrong. And then they want to come up with an argument for why they think they should get the points. And this is a Socratic teaching moment. And where, in other words, you get them to realize why they didn't get the points. And if all they're here is to get points about a GPA, we are not encouraging learning. We're basically encouraging rote memorization and what I call throwaway learning. So the Socratic method should always be discussion focused. It must be intellectually responsible. Don't let it get off kilter. Don't let students start arguing with each other in an aggressive way, but in a polite way and a learning focused way. But we should be probing questions. Are there more? In other words, there's many questions that there's more than one answer. That's very simple. One of the things I teach in my biological anthropology class is T.C. Chamberlain's method of multiple working hypotheses, which I think is one of the best Socratic method ways of teaching the scientific method. And that you don't basically get so tunnel vision on your goal to not see other possibilities. Very, very important. And try to draw as many students in as possible. So you're going to have students who aren't speaking. The ones that when you call out the question, they're going to answer, they're going to raise their hands all the time. Then there's other people who are going to basically be kind of sitting on their hands, so to speak. When that happens, make eye contact and just engage them. So, Jennifer, I'd like to know your opinion on what we've been talking about. How do you see this? Make them part of the discussion, which makes them part of the learning. And after all, That's what we're all here for.